Alright guys, so we're back in the garage right now, and before we actually install the lowering springs, the shocks, the struts, and the tie rods, I actually want to show you guys the ride height and how the car looks right now, so we can do a before and after at the end of the video. So we have all the parts right here that we're going to be installing, and I'm on this camera because the GoPro, the lens, it's kind of like a fish wide lens, and it doesn't really accurately show the car. So this is the front. That's gonna be the stance that's in the front, and this is stock suspension. Right here at the rear, you could definitely tell that it's stock. So this gap, look at that gap, that thing is huge. And then same thing in the front as well, like we got a really big gap right there. So hopefully the lowering springs, well, the lowering springs are gonna hopefully reduce that. To begin the process, we're actually gonna be starting in the rear end. So we're gonna be removing the shocks that are right here in the back, replacing them with the SR Performance ones, and then we're also going to be installing the lowering springs as well. So we're going to get started with the rear first, and then we'll move on to the front after. Alright, so one last thing before we start installing the shocks and the springs is to support your axle. So we're going to put this right under the diff, and we're just going to hold it there for right now. There we go. Alright, so these are the rear shocks that we're going to be installing, guys. So it should be straightforward to put it on. Alright, so the first part that we're gonna have to remove real quick is going to be this sway bar end link. So it should be a 15mm, and you know, just to make it come out nice and easy, just put some PP blaster and just let it sit there. And also, while you guys are at it, you can also put some PB blaster where the shock is actually mounted. So you could just put it on these bolts and just let it sit there, and do the same thing on the other side. Get it all up there. Alright, so first step, you want to remove your sway bar end link, your sway bar end link, and this is just going to be a 15mm socket. So you just get it loose and you start removing it. So you could also use your impact gun. So on the video I was watching, they weren't using it, but I realized it's because they left the tire on. Might as well use it to make this quicker. Just like that. And we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Now we should be able to just remove the sway bar just like that. There we go, nice and easy. Make sure that these still stay on right here. So this is what's gonna allow you to put the bolt back in. So now the next step is to loosen up the shock bolt, and this is 15mm as well. Make sure that when you're loosening this up, that your axle is supported as well, because it will fall after you remove this. Alright, so at this point, your sway bar end link is removed, the bolt is removed, and your axle is just supported by this jack right here. So just make sure you have a jack under it. If not, the whole axle is gonna fall, and it's gonna fuck up your control arms and all this shit that's under here. So just make sure this is under there. All right, so last step to remove the shock is to get a 19mm. Get your impact gun. Just gonna impact it out. Just like that. Now we can do the other side. Just like that as well. And once you have those two removed, make sure you remove this little cap right here. This as well. And then now we're just gonna take it out and then install the new one. You should be able to easily just pull it out. And now the hard part might be just removing it from the top up here. There we go. Alright, so you're also gonna have a bushing that's in here from the old shocks, and just make sure you remove that one because the new ones are gonna be the ones that are here now. And yeah, these are already old, so it's really no need for them, so you could just get rid of them. And yeah, we'll install the rest of the shock. Alright, so real quick, when you get the new shocks, they're gonna come like this. Well, this is how mine came. So there's also gonna be another bushing right here, but I'll show you guys where to put that after. But basically, you're gonna remove one of these little flat rings right here. So the bushing is going to go this way, so with the little end facing up, and then it's going to be the opposite on the other side. Alright, so the rear shocks are installed just like I said. You got one little ring on the bottom, the bushing with the little notch facing up, and same thing, the other side is the opposite. Now all we have to do is lower the differential and remove these springs, and we could install the new ones. So we got the new springs right here, the other side right there, and then sure, these are going to be for the front, and these right here are going to be for the back. So we're going to be doing the front ones a little bit later, but right now we're going to focus on these, the ones that go on the back. Alright, so to install the springs, we're going to have to lower the diff. It should be pretty straightforward, so I'll be doing that real quick. So hopefully this records now. I just have to be very careful because it's nice and slow. Diff is way lower now. We should be able to just pull out the springs now and just install the new ones. Alright, so in order to get the spring out, I'm just gonna push the axle down. Use some weight on my elbow right here and just pull them out like that. There we go. Install the new ones. And to install the new ones, you want to have the compressed coils on the top side, and then you want to have this little notch facing towards you. So I'm not sure if this is the best angle to put these on, but just have them like that. I want to have this in the middle, so lined up like that, and then should do the other side now. Right now I'm gonna try to make sure that they're both even. This little notch is facing the same way. So let me check the other side. This line's in the middle. This line's in the middle as well. So we should be good. Hopefully this is gonna work. And yeah, basically just had to put the differential up and repeat all the steps that we just did, and you're pretty much done. So I'll show you guys the final process right now, or maybe I'll do a little time lapse of everything. But yeah, I'm gonna put everything together now and we'll see how the car looks now. Just the rear end. We still have to do the front after. So yeah, we're almost done.